On a rainy afternoon, Mike Dawson, a humble mechanic, stopped to help a stranger whose luxury car had broken down on the side of the road. Little did he know that this act of kindness would change his life forever. 2 days later, a helicopter landed in front of his house, carrying an unbelievable offer from the woman. Mike was forced to confront himself between the simple life he knew and an unprecedented opportunity to change his life. But sometimes, simple kindness is the key to opening doors that we never expect. Hello everyone, welcome to our Kindness Stories channel. Today we are happy to introduce to everyone a new story. Late afternoon, the sky suddenly turned gray and rain poured down on the deserted suburban road. Mike Dawson drove his old pickup truck home after a long day at the machine shop. Oil stains still clung to his worn overalls. The old wipers squeaked on the windshield, unable to keep up with the heavy rain. As Mike rounded a remote bend, he slowed down when he saw a black luxury sedan parked precariously on the side of the road. Its hazard lights blinked weakly in the heavy rain. Next to it, a woman was holding an umbrella that had been torn by the wind, fumbling helplessly. Mike hesitated. The roads were slippery, it was late, and this small town was full of scammers, but instinct and kindness urged him to pull over. He opened the door and stepped out, the cold seeping through his thin coat. "Are you okay?" Mike asked loudly over the rain. The woman looked up, her face smeared with rain but still calm. "My car suddenly died. I didn't know what to do," she said, looking down at her soaked high heels. Mike sighed, nodded, and bent down to open the hood. "Okay, let me take a look." He carefully inspected the machine, his hands quickly searching for the cause. The rain continued to pour down, but Mike paid no attention. Helping others had become a natural part of his identity. Mike returned home that evening, his clothes soaked and his hands cold from the rain. He parked his old pickup truck in the garage and walked into his small house, a modest wooden structure on the edge of town. The old light bulbs in the ceiling cast a faint yellow glow, making the room seem warm in the rain outside. He changed into dry clothes, poured himself a cup of hot coffee, and sat down in an armchair by the window. Raindrops pattered on the glass, creating a steady rhythm. Mike thought back to that afternoon, the moment he bent down to fix the luxury car in the pouring rain. The woman named Laura. He remembered how she smiled gratefully, soaked to the skin, when the car finally started. "Thank you so much, you saved me a lot," she said before getting into the car. Mike just nodded, not thinking much about it. Kindness to him was instinctive, not expecting anything in return. The next morning, Mike returned to his normal routine. The sound of engines, the smell of oil, and the clanking of tools in the mechanic shop greeted him as usual. Mike's shop was not large, just an old garage located next to the main road of the town, where people brought their cars to be repaired when they broke down. "Did you hear, Mike? Someone saw a Mercedes parked in front of your house yesterday. Do you take VIPs?" George, an older colleague, joked as Mike struggled to lift a pickup truck. Mike just smiled faintly, wiping the sweat from his forehead. Just a guy who had an accident on the road. The whole shop burst out laughing, some shaking their heads in disbelief. To them, Mike was just an ordinary mechanic, nothing remarkable, and his customers were usually just people from around town with old, scratched cars. That day, Mike went about his business as usual, fixing brakes, changing oil, and listening to the stories of regular customers. At the end of the day, as the afternoon sun faded, Mike sat alone in the shop. He looked out the window and saw a few kids riding their bikes across the muddy road after the previous day's rain. A thought flashed through his mind. About Laura, about the fancy car, about what he had done. It was a small gesture, something he would have done willingly, but why did it linger in his mind today? Maybe it was her thank you, or the way she looked at him, like he was the hero in the storm. Mike shrugged, telling himself it was just another day. He turned off the lights in the workshop, locked the doors, and drove home. The old pickup truck carried him back to the peace of the small house. As night fell, Mike sat in his usual armchair, a steaming cup of coffee on the table. Outside, the small town was quiet. Mike looked out the window at the pitch-black darkness and suddenly thought, perhaps his life would always be like this. A series of peaceful, simple but unremarkable days. But he didn't expect that yesterday's rain would change everything. The next morning, Mike started his day as usual. The alarm clock rang at 6 a.m. He lazily got out of bed, made a cup of strong black coffee, and sat on the porch to enjoy the peaceful atmosphere of the small town. The morning sunlight filtered through the thin layer of fog, illuminating the water droplets still on the leaves after the heavy rain 2 days ago. Suddenly, a loud noise was heard in the distance. At first, Mike thought it was the sound of a tractor or a large truck passing by, but the noise grew louder, clearer, and more eerie. He frowned and looked up at the sky, then was stunned to see a luxurious helicopter approaching his small house. "What the hell is that?" Mike muttered, eyes wide with amazement. The helicopter descended, its blades spinning so hard that the grass around the yard was blown away. The noise brought Mike's neighbors outside, pointing and whispering. No one could believe what they saw. An expensive helicopter landing in front of the humble mechanic's small house. The helicopter door opened and Mike gasped as Laura Bennett stepped out. She didn't look as tired as she had when they met in the rain. Instead, Laura was dressed elegantly, a bright smile on her face. "Good morning, Mike," Laura called out over the noise of the engine, waving at him. Mike stood frozen, his coffee cup nearly falling from his hand. What's going on?" Laura stepped closer, her expression sincere yet confident. "I think it's time to repay your kindness." Mike frowned. "What do you mean?" She gently placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "I've been thinking a lot about that day when you helped me without asking for anything in return. Not only did I get out of trouble, but I also realized that sometimes the best people appear in unexpected places." Mike looked at her, confused. "So, what is this helicopter doing here?" Laura smiled. "I would like to invite you to come to the city and visit my corporation. There is a special position that I think you would be suitable for. Also, as a thank you, I have prepared a small gift for you." "A gift?" Mike asked, still in disbelief. "Yes, but first, get in the helicopter. I'll explain more on the way." Mike looked at the helicopter, then back at Laura. Neighbors began to gather around, whispering. Some laughed, thinking it was a joke, while others rolled their eyes with envy. "Are you sure you don't have the wrong person?" Mike asked, his voice filled with doubt. Laura shook her head, smiling slightly. "You don't have to do anything right away. Just trust me and give yourself a chance." Mike stood there for a few seconds, his heart pounding in his chest. He had grown accustomed to his simple life, but as he watched the helicopter before him, he knew something was about to change, something he had never expected. Finally, with a sigh and a wry smile, Mike shrugged. "Okay, can't lose anything by trying, right?" Laura smiled with satisfaction and led him toward the helicopter. The sound of blades echoed again, and the helicopter slowly lifted off, carrying Mike away from his familiar small town. On the ground, the neighbors stood still, wondering what was going on. Mike looked out the window, his town shrinking. A strange feeling welled up inside him, nervous, excited, but also hopeful. The helicopter landed at a luxurious building in the center of a large city. Mike stepped out in his casual clothes, feeling like he had entered a completely different world. The shiny glass reflected his image, a middle-aged man in a faded jacket and old shoes. His steps faltered, but Laura was still beside him, smiling reassuringly. "Don't worry, Mike. I promise I won't make you do anything that makes you uncomfortable." Laura led him inside the building, where well-dressed employees were bustling about, nodding when they saw her. The space was large, bright, and full of modernity. Mike felt strange. His eyes stopped on the large screens displaying charts, people sitting in front of long rows of computers, completely different from his oil-smelling mechanical workshop. They walked down a long hallway and into a large room, where Laura introduced him to several members of the executive board. For a moment, Mike wanted to turn and run, but Laura quickly pulled him into a chair. "Mike, as I said, you have a special skill set. I need someone like you to manage our engineering department. This is where we develop mechanical technologies and maintain heavy vehicles. I believe your experience and dedication are something that not everyone has." Mike frowned, staring at the coffee cup in front of him. He chuckled and shook his head. "Laura, who do you think I am? I'm just a mechanic in my little town. I don't know anything about these big things." Laura patiently replied, "You are being modest, Mike. That day you not only fixed my car in the pouring rain, but also showed me kindness and patience. I need people like that in my company. Moreover, this job will completely change your life. You will have a higher income, a better working environment, and you will not have to worry about the end of the month." Mike was silent. Part of him was tempted by the offer. He thought of his days in the machine shop, hard work, low pay, and the old forklift that broke down so often. He remembered the high electric bill every winter, the old pickup truck he had to fix over and over again. But then he thought of his small town, of the simple wooden house where he could sit and watch the rain and feel at peace. He thought of the regular customers who trusted him despite the lack of big tips or fame. There, he knew who he was and where he belonged. "Laura, I really don't know." Mike hesitated, his voice trailing off. Laura placed her hands on the table, her eyes gentle but firm. "I understand your hesitation, Mike. I'm not forcing you to decide right now. Think about it carefully. And one more thing." Laura handed Mike a key and a note. "I sent someone to bring a gift to your house. It's a sincere thank you, no strings attached. Consider it an encouragement." Mike frowned, took the key, and put it in his pocket. He stood up, feeling like he had just been through a tornado. Laura walked him to the door, giving him a small smile. "Trust yourself, Mike. Sometimes life opens doors you don't expect." Mike returned home in a rented car, feeling heavy-headed. When he returned to his small house, a surprise was waiting for him. Parked in the front yard was a brand-new dark blue pickup truck, the exact model he had dreamed of but never thought he could own. Mike stood there, eyes wide with disbelief. He walked closer and saw a note stuck to the windshield. "Thank you for being you, Laura." He sat on the front steps of his house, looking at his new car, his mind spinning between the biggest choice of his life. On one side was the simple, familiar life where he felt safe and peaceful. On the other side was the chance to change his life, a future he had never imagined. It was raining again, drops pattering on the eaves. Mike looked up at the gray sky, his hands clutching the keys in his pocket. This was not an easy choice, but he knew he couldn't avoid it forever. The next morning, Mike sat on the steps of the small house, looking at the new pickup truck parked in the front yard. The sunlight reflected off the shiny blue paint, a far cry from the old truck he had driven for years. The new key felt heavy in his pocket, reminding him of yesterday's conversation with Laura and the weight of the invitation. Mike took a deep breath. After a long night of tossing and turning, he had made his decision. He knew that if he didn't take this chance, he would spend the rest of his life wondering, what if I had taken that step? 2 weeks later, Mike officially took a new job in the engineering department of the corporation that Laura ran. The first day he walked into the big building, he couldn't hide his embarrassment in his newly bought clothes. Mike was a mechanic, rough-handed and more familiar with oil than this glittering office environment. But Laura was right. He had the practical experience, the dedication, and the clear way of doing things that not every engineer in the corporation had. Your job will be to monitor and optimize the maintenance systems for the heavy-duty vehicles we manage, Laura explained as she showed Mike around the state-of-the-art engineering facility. The massive machines and cutting-edge tools amazed him, but also made his heart race with excitement. This was technology he had never seen before, and now he was at the center of it. At first, Mike struggled. He had to learn complex procedures and take detailed notes instead of relying on experience. The younger engineers in the department looked at him with suspicion, wondering what an old mechanic from a small town like him could do. But Mike was not one to give up easily. He worked from morning to night, taking careful notes and observing every detail of the system. His dedication and practical experience gradually changed the way people looked at things. One day, when the engineering department had a major problem with an engine, Mike walked in, frowned at the giant machine, and within a few minutes, he figured out the cause of the problem. "How do you know that?" a young engineer asked admiringly. Mike shrugged, smiling slightly. "Machines are like people. If you listen closely, you can tell what's wrong." That simple statement made everyone laugh, and from that day on, Mike gradually became a trusted advisor to the group. He was respected and recognized, and no one looked at him with suspicion anymore. A year later, Mike's life had changed completely. He moved to a small apartment on the outskirts of town, more comfortable and spacious than his old house, but still modest enough to feel like himself. Mike still had the new pickup truck Laura had given him, but he never sold the old one. It was carefully restored and stored in the shed, a reminder of where he had started. One weekend, Mike returned to his old town. He visited the machine shop where he used to work, shook hands with George and his old colleagues. They teased him. "The big guy is back to visit us?" Mike just smiled and replied in a calm voice, "I'm not a big guy. I'm still Mike." On the way back, Mike saw an old car that had broken down on the side of the road, just like Laura had that day. A young man was fumbling with the open hood, looking confused. Mike stopped the car, got out and asked with a smile, "Do you need any help?" The boy looked up, a little surprised but hopeful. "There must be a problem with the engine, but I don't know what to do." Mike put on his old jacket and bent down to examine the engine. In the evening light, he carefully instructed the young man on how to fix the problem. When the car started again, the young man smiled brightly and thanked him profusely. Mike patted him on the shoulder. "Remember, when you have the opportunity to help someone, don't be afraid to do it. Sometimes your kindness can change your life." Mike stood up and watched the sunset. He smiled, remembering that rainy day and Laura's appearance. He realized that sometimes life opens doors unexpectedly, and kindness is the key that takes him to places he never thought he would go. His life has changed, but his nature remains the same. A simple man who believes in the value of kindness and is willing to lend a helping hand to others. Did you enjoy this story? Please leave your thoughts and lessons in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to receive notifications of our latest stories.